What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone Lite. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode we set up a way so we could start automatically generating gravel, sand, and dust. And since then, I have been running this a little bit on the gravel, and I just switched this over to the sand setting. We're getting sand way faster than we're getting gravel because we have to make gravel from cobblestone, and then that gravel is being used to turn directly into sand. So yeah, it's like, we're getting half as much gravel as we're getting sand. Pretty much is the way that's working out. So we only have 58,000 gravel. That number is climbing, but we only have 58,000 while we do have 320,000 sand. So yeah, switch it over to sand. We're going to start collecting more Certus quartz crystals and charged Certus quartz and all of that stuff for more applied energistics. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good. So you can see here that I've done a little bit of building. Yeah, I brought the walls of our different, I guess, platforms. They're not really a platform anymore. I brought the walls all the way down so they connect with this main area here. I extended this out like 3 blocks or whatever so they lined up and they connected. And then I brought our bridges all the way down. It feels a lot better to me in this base now. It feels like it's a structure. It feels like there's something here. I like it. Other things that I've done, you can see that I've added in like a cross pattern here for our elevators. I've added in elevators at the bottom of each of these stairs. There really was no way to go from where you warp into the base down here and then inside this building. Like, you'd have to go down here and then jump down, or I guess take the elevator all the way up from the very center and warp down here. Yeah, there really was no way to do that or to go from here to the top platform. So now we have that solved. So each one of our platforms has an elevator right here. I do believe you can dye these different colors, but I'm not sure what the other color that we're going to use, or one of the other colors that we're going to use in this base is. Like, everything's kind of like this flat, neutral gray color, right? We're probably going to want some color for like accents around or whatever eventually. I don't know what that will be, but once we figure it out, we'll probably dye these elevator blocks to be that color. Maybe black, maybe green. I don't know. We could do purple. But anyway, yeah, we have these elevators everywhere. And then underneath this floor here, I did add in a basement area. This way we have a place to put pretty much all of our applied energistics stuff. We're going to need this auto crafting thing set up, and we're probably going to need more than one of these. And then all the place for the crafting storage. I mean, we have the one right here. I know this is really pro setup. We have one right here, but we're probably going to want more than one, and they're going to end up being these larger multi-block structures. So we don't want them out here, I guess, is what I'm getting at. So we'll probably be tucking those down under here. Same thing for the CPUs. And then we're also going to want a place to put like the auto processor processing and that kind of stuff. So I'll probably go under here as well. Yeah, just little things like that, I think, is where we're going to use that floor down there for. And then all the way down at the bottom, obviously, is our mob farm still. So that's what our... Whoa. I wanted to fly up, not elevator up. So this is what the base is looking like from the bottom side. Yep. And then we got these corners. I might end up making this basement... I put in the subfloor here. I walled it off, and I was like, oh, we should probably bring these walls down from the platforms, bring this over. So I'm probably going to end up redoing this and making this all squared off. I don't know. But yeah, this is where we're at right now. It's what we're looking like. I kind of like the way it looks now. It definitely feels like it's better than what it was. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so today, what I like to work on is I would like to work on our sifting operation. Couldn't think of what it was for that I wanted to do there for just a second. So yes, we're gonna work on our sifting operation over here. So currently we have this automated. We're currently making the sand, gravel, and dust, right? And we're auto sifting it, obviously, auto collecting the resources, and they're all auto being put into our storage drawers over here. But there's ways that we can improve this. One of those ways, we can make the mechanical user that's doing the right click action go faster. And then we can also apply a fortune, I believe, to each one of the screens on here. So that's going to be a little bit more involved. Now, I've never really messed with that too much before. At least I don't remember doing that. But I do know over here from our loot bags, we were getting these different enchanted books, right? One of them over here had Civ Fortune. And I was like, you know, we should probably mess around with this, because that sounds like a pretty cool thing to do. So since we have Civ Fortune, we're going to want to duplicate that book. We're going to want to get into Bibliocraft. Let's get into Bibliocraft just a little bit. So we are going to need the typesetting table and the printing press. Both of these things. And then we're also going to need the chases. I forget what those are called. These, the print press chase. So you can take a book, put it in the typesetting table. It will take that book, destroy it, and put it onto the print press chase. From this thing, you can put it into the type or the printing press and make 3 new books. So we'll have our original book back plus 2 additional ones. Okay, so that's what we're gonna go for right now. So let's start making these things. So printing, or I can spell it right, printing a press. So that requires 3 blocks of iron, a weighted pressure plate, a iron pressure plate, 2 wooden slabs, 2 iron ingots, and a blaze rod. And we have a few of those pieces, not all of them. So we'll do that and that, and then we'll make some blocks of iron. All right, does that do it? That does it. So there's our printing press, not so bad. Typesetting table is the other guy that we need here. So in order to make that, we have to have a print press chase, which is slabs plus an iron ingot. Not so bad. And we're missing slabs. Okay, how are we doing on wood? What's our wood situation? Not looking very great, is it? All right, so let's take some of our rubber wood here. That's a whole lot of it, more than I wanted to. The game was lagging a little bit, so I ended up making more than I wanted. But that's fine. I do believe you can take those. Yeah, you can take those back. But we can't turn those back into the logs, but that's fine. Anyway, so we should have everything we need for the typesetting table now. And then we are going to want to make some print press chases. I'll make 59 because I shift clicked it. And that's how many slabs we had. Okay, so we have plenty of these things. Cool. So one thing that you're going to want to do when you get into this, if you haven't done this before, is you're going to want the, I think they're called reading glasses. These. So that requires 2 ink, 2 glass panes, and an iron ingot. So you can put those on your face and you can get your nerd on. Oh boy, look at those glasses. They're like so much bigger than my face. Oh man. It's almost like those comically large sunglasses. Almost. Okay, so printing press, we'll just throw that on the ground because I hit Q instead of W. We'll just go ahead and throw this, I guess, over here. Should be fine. And the typesetting table will go right there. Print press chases go here. And our book goes here. Now, without the without the glasses on, where it says requires 24 levels, doesn't show, right? So you can't see anything about this block. There's enchantments I think you can get called reading, and if you place that on like your helmet or something, you'll get the same information, but otherwise you need the reading glasses. So it says selected book, select a book. So we're looking at this one. That requires 24 levels to put onto the print press chase. That says how many chases we have. So we need 24 levels. Let's go downstairs all the way down to this guy right here. There we go. There's our 24 levels. Which way are we? Over here. All right. So now we can shift right click this book, which copies it to the chase and turns it into an enchanted plate. Civ Fortune 1. So our original book is gone. We need to stock this thing with books, and we also need to give it ink. How much ink do we have? We have 11 ink. Not a whole lot. All right, so what are we doing on book situation? Book. Not very well. How about paper? We have some paper. Leather. Yes, we have leather. Okay. We might have been getting books from our loot bags. I don't remember. Anyway, we only need to get ourselves 3 books for right this moment. I guess we'll make 4. We only need 3 books, and then we need this ink sack. All right, so now we can come back over here to our printing press. We'll place our books right on that corner, and we'll place our ink right here on that thing. And then this goes ahead and just does its thing. After a few moments, a book will appear here. We just right click on it, and then it'll happen 2 more times after that. There it is. Okay, so there's a Civ Fortune 1. Just gotta wait for one more, and then we can upgrade to the next tier here. Civ, Fortune 1 again, and it looks like the books stack in this pack, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna want more iron to make ourselves an anvil. We haven't made one of those yet. I believe it's 3 iron plus 4 ingots, like so. Awesome. Okay, so now that we have this, we can place 2 books in here and then anvil them together to the next tier, right? So that costs 4 levels. So let's go downstairs. We'll grab just 4 levels. Awesome. And we will copy these, and then we got to figure out how much it's going to cost to get to the next level. So Civ Fortune 2 costs 31 levels to copy. Okay, so let's go back downstairs again. We'll get 31. Okay, that experience obelisk is so good for this. Shift right click, there's our plate, and we're almost ready. We need to get 3 more books again. So this is going to be the process that we do. And then once we get to the top end and we don't have to like upgrade them anymore, we can just keep making more and more and more of those books, which is going to be awesome. Let's grab this. Again, I made 4. It seems like crafting that's a little bit laggy, and like one of your crafts doubles up every time. I'm not really sure why it does that, but I've had that happen to me a few times. Well, it looks like the server's going to restart here in just 1 minute, so I'll BRB. Alright guys, so we are up to the Civ Fortune 3. Yeah, so we got these books now, and I was going to start duplicating these, but we only have 2 ink left. And each book that we're copying requires an ink. So that means we're going to have to get squid somehow. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about this, and I would like to add squid to our mob farm down here. Pretty sure we should be able to do that. The direct sunlight won't really affect over here, especially since this is all now blocked off. So pretty much anywhere in here should be okay to do stuff with. So what I'm thinking is we're going to end up poking some holes in here. Something like that. We're going to leave that open. I'm going to place some signs in here. Whoops. Yeah, so we're going to have like a stream of water that's flowing down. I think this is going to work pretty well. We're going to have a stream of water that's flowing down, but we need to make it so the water doesn't go into our mob farm, and we need to make it so the squid will. So we kind of want the squid to be in the center here. So I think, can you place sign on a sign? Okay, so that should be our center, right? We need a sign here, a sign here, one there, and one here. So if we place water like right there, oop, will it not let me place it? Guess it won't let me place it. So if water falls down here, it should be blocked by these signs, but anything that's like an entity falling through has like a 3x3 opening to fall into. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. So let's do some work, see if we can get this to happen. I'm just going to go and build up. Let's see, squid spawn Y63 and below, I believe. Thank goodness for vein mining rate. 63 and below. So let's try and get the most out of this. Okay, so we're at Y62 here. Let's build a little area to contain the water in. All right, we'll break some of those. And I'll vein mine break the rest of these. Okay, I think we got it all. Cool. Here we go. So we got a little opening. That should go right down there into our little sign water catcher, I do believe. Hopefully. Is that off by 1? Oh boy, I made that off by 1. Whoops. Okay, well, we just need to move the hole over, and that should catch the water just fine down there, I do believe. Man, it's hard to place this quite clear glass, because it is, in fact, quite clear and hard to see. All right, I'll try that again. Right there. So that should do what we wanted it to do. Let's make sure. Yeah, so we got a line of water now that's just going right into the mob farm. We had no ink in the mob farm at all, so I think if we just kind of fly away a little bit, we should be able to get some squids to spawn. I kind of want to get to a spot where I can be up here. Yeah. There's one squid, and it looks like that dropped right into the mob farm. Now, it's possible that it could die before it even, like, it dies on the edge. Hopefully it doesn't happen. If that does happen, we might have to make that a 5x5. But pretty much what we're looking for is that we're going to get some ink in here. Well, we got 2 ink. I guess it's just going to be a waiting game. That's not a lot of water streams, so it's going to be kind of a slow spawn. We could speed it up by adding more of those things around, right? But we'd have to pop the top on our mob farm in a few more places, and I'm not sure if that's the most ideal thing to do. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else we could do to make that better, other than add in more water streams. The only other thing I can think of that we could do is we could literally add in like a big water tank down there, like at least 2 blocks of water high. Oh, I see a slime spawned on top of that. That's interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Oh, that requires a torch down here too, doesn't it? All right, yeah, that's a mistake. That should have a torch as well. There we go. So yeah, we could add in like a big water tank down here. The more water blocks that are available, the more squids that we could get to spawn in there. And then we'd have to go down there and manually kill them. I'm not really sure if there's a good automated way to do that at this point without doing like a full spawner setup. Okay, well, I'm gonna let this go for a little while, see if that is going to work the way I think it will, and if we get enough ink out of it. Do we get any more now? No, just those 2 still. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna wait and see if we get more ink out of this. Alright guys, so I was sitting there thinking about our squid farm thing that we set up. Wasn't really a squid farm, but you understand. I was thinking about that, and our lack of ink that we're getting. I'm kind of thinking that we should look at making ourselves some ethereal glass. So ethereal glass is a glass from Extra Utilities 2 that prevents mobs from going through, but allows us to go through. So you can make doors out of that for your base that you never have to open or close. You can always freely go through, but like a creeper or whatever will never be able to get in and get you, right? So that's pretty cool. And I saw there was a reverse version of this. So I assume this will prevent us from going through, but it will allow mobs and stuff to go through. So instead of that crazy thing we did down there with the signs, we could swap that out for this reverse ethereal glass. And that should do essentially the same thing, I think. So that's what I kind of want to play around with right here. So to make the ethereal glass, first of all, we need glass with a moonstone. You can make a moonstone in this mod pack. I believe it's mineable. I've mined these before in other packs. With lunar reactive dust and a diamond. So the lunar dust is lapis just put through the resonator to make this. So I just got done making enough of that for a full stack. I don't know if we're going to have enough glass. I haven't actually looked. Let's take some sand. We'll just preemptively take a whole lot of sand over here to our alloy smelter and just get this cooking up. Because we probably will need more, but I'm not entirely sure. So furnace only, and we'll just dump all that in there, and that'll start cooking that up quite quickly. And we should have enough of this stuff. So to cook the lunar dust, I also was running out of GP with the 4 speed upgrades in here. So I added in 4 more of our water mills in this section. So before we just had those 4. Now we have these 4 over here as well. So we're generating, I think it's 128 GP off these things, plus an additional few more from our solar panels up above. Maybe it's not 128. I'm not sure. It should be, I feel like we should be making more than what we're making actually. 16, 16, 16, 16. Anyway. So those are set up to be producing the maximum amount. But yeah, so I had to add in some more of those. And then, yeah, we should be able to make some of these. So let's eat up some of our diamonds and this lunar stuff that we just made. There's 8 of these moonstones. And then we have to wrap that with glass. And there is, I guess we had enough glass. There is 64 ethereal glass. So now we need to take those with redstone torches to turn them to the inverse. Let me make one more torch here. And like so. Okay, so now we can do a full 64 of those if we want to. So let's head back down. I'm just collecting all sorts of stuff. Not sure why this wasn't collecting it. It made me collect it, but you know, that's the way it went. Guess we'll just drop all that stuff out of my inventory. I should probably turn my magnet off before coming down here in the future, to be honest, because collecting all that stuff in my inventory and then trying to deal with it, pretty annoying having to do it multiple times. Okay, so first things first, we will get rid of this bucket, or I guess this water source here. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so I'm almost wondering if it would make sense to put some like regular ethereal glass around here and make like a little water pool. So that way squid can spawn, and then if they have enough momentum, they won't die from fall damage, but they should be able to pass through and then they get pushed over into the mob grinder. Maybe that'd be better to do. Yeah, I'm really not sure the best way to do this. Or we could just set up like a huge water tank with that on the bottom, but do squid naturally sink? I don't know. So we'll try a few different options here. Let's just go ahead and get rid of all those signs, and they're gone. I guess the fans push the items too. So we want reverse ethereal glass for the bottom of this. So we want at least 9. All right. These should be non-spawnable as far as I know, and I should be able to pass right through them, and I don't. Okay, so what's the purpose of reverse ethereal glass if it doesn't do the opposite? Oh boy, I was able to shift through there. Okay, so if I press shift, I can go through it. Interesting. Okay, right. Oh no, I'm sorry. The reverse ethereal glass shouldn't allow you to go through it, but it should allow mobs to go through it. That confused me. There's 2 different glasses I haven't really used before, so yeah, new experience here. So let's go ahead and wrap this with regular ethereal glass, which should prevent the monsters from going side to side, but allows us to go through it, which is kind of weird. All right, and maybe I'll do. Nah, I think that we'll just do it right like that. So if we do the stream of water up here, it should fill into the bottom. Just the same way, I'm pretty sure. Maybe this is going to be a better solution than what we were just doing. And maybe it'll keep the squid from dying. Hey, we already got a squid right away. And that squid fell all the way through, I think, right? Okay. Well, already it seems a little bit better. Let's go up. Ink. I saw the squid fall, but it didn't get killed or something. Maybe it did end up dying. Maybe we do need to put in more water sources down here to prevent them from just dying on impact. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, well, I'm going to play around with this for a little bit longer. This might be the silliest thing that I've ever tried before, but I feel like we should be able to get it to work. Otherwise, we'll have to just set up like a big pool, like I said before, and try it that way. So I was derping a little bit, surprise, surprise. We have been getting the squids coming down. They do sometimes die on the edges, so it might be worthwhile for us to put another item collector over here. Yeah, another item collector, and then have it go into our ender chest. But yeah, I was looking at the enemy system. I was like, where's all the ink? We're getting squid. They must be dying and dropping ink. And then I saw one die, and I saw ink pop out of it. And then I went and looked, and it wasn't any. And I was like, wait a second. We put an overflow on our item system over here. So things that we don't have storage drawers for go into a diamond chest. Yes. So we are, in fact, collecting ink sacs and feathers. We should probably set up a chest for that. We're not getting either of these super fast, but we're getting them fast enough that it will eventually fill up this chest. So it also looks like we're getting squid beaks and raw calamari. Squid beaks, I think, turn into more ink. Yeah, they do. Okay. So these are items that could be used for a reliquary for something. Let's take a look. The uses can turn into a kraken shell fragment. So that'd be good to have, I suppose. I'm not sure what that does. Let's take a look. The uses for the kraken shell turn into the serpent staff. Also the kraken shell. Okay. Are those used for anything? Absorbs drowning damage in exchange for hunger, and this thing spews rapid fire poison globs at your foes. When struck, the mob will be debuffed and rendered passive harmless for 15 seconds. That might be something worth playing around with at some point in the future. But yeah, so we're getting our ink now, which is great. I will have to set up a drawer. In fact, we should probably just set up. Let's just do that now. Let's set up 4 drawers, 3 for the squid stuff, and then feathers. I think we got spots here. We've got at least 3 spots here available for more drawers. All right, so yeah, we're definitely gonna want. Well, let's just set up for the squid for right now. I think we're getting those a lot faster. Do we have any chests? We do. And do we have any wood? We want oak wood specifically. That's more than what we need, but that should be fine. We want oak wood specifically to make the oak drawers. Okay, so we need void. We don't have any void upgrades. I will put in the emerald upgrades in those later, I think. We have a lot of emeralds now. Well, you know what? We should just do it now. Storage upgrade. I never remember the name of it. Storage upgrade 5. So I think it's 4 per drawer. That should be enough to max out all the storage capacity for all of those different items that we're getting, which we're never going to get that many of, but we can max it out at this point. Okay, so let's grab all of these different items here. All right, so we want to put squid ink. Then the other one we're going to want to put, I guess, would be the raw calamari, although I don't know if we need that for anything. And then finally, the squid beaks. There we go. All right, so we will put in 4 in each one of those. And then the void upgrade in each one. Nice. And then we'll have to lock those to make sure when we pull out large quantities out of our ME system, it just doesn't revert back to a blank drawer. And it'll always save the spot for those particular items. So let's make sure we grab ourselves the key. Drawer key. Unlocks and locks drawers. All right. Looks like we also do need a torch up here. All right. Very good. Stop bouncing. Awesome. So everything's all locked up nice and tight. Did we get any more of those drops while we were putting the things in? No, it doesn't look like it. I'll just double right click to put all the items in my inventory into those drawers that can fit into them. All right, so now we can take a look at the stockpile of ink sacks that we have. We have 182. So yes, that's really awesome. We're getting these things quite quickly. We don't need a whole lot of it. It's just one of those things where it's annoying when you need it. Now we're always going to be getting it, and it doesn't cost us anything, right? It just fit right into our existing mob system. I mean, I guess maybe you could say it costs us the lapis for making the moonstones or whatever, but you know, all in all, I think we're good. Okay, so the next step is I need to get like 25 of these Fortune 3 books, so I need to make a lot more of the books, get those copied. Each one of the Civ 3 books, when we put it on the chase, by the way, requires 40 levels. It's expensive, but we have all those levels stored down here from our mob farm, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make those copies, and then we'll be back, guys. All right, guys, so now we're running into the problem where we're running out of paper to make more books. So I was looking at how to get a 2x2 tree, and I saw that there's this market from farming to 4 blockheads. There's also the market from Pam's HarvestCraft, but this one appears to be disabled. So the market from farming for blockheads, red wool, some planks, and some logs. Very, very inexpensive. So you set it down, and that happens every time you set it down. So this is a back alley dealer. I don't think this NPC does anything, has anything to do with this market. I killed it already because it was annoying me. You can move it. I killed the NPC, but you can still click on the market and get stuff. So this gives us all sorts of different types of seeds in here, all the different Pam's HarvestCraft, the different trees, and at the bottom, the other vanilla saplings. So it is 1 emerald per sapling, so I made a purchase of 4 of these earlier. So yeah, we do have spruce saplings now, which is awesome. You can put those away. And what I've been doing is just growing the 2x2 tree up here. Like so. Bone mealing it. Yep, and then vein mine diamond hammering it, which is giving us a whole lot of this stuff. This is sawdust. So 3 sawdust in a row, not in your crafting grid like that. 3 sawdust in a row will give you 6 paper. So that's like a very, very quick way to get a whole lot of paper. I like it. Now, one thing I did notice though, I was originally trying to make this stuff with oak saplings previously, and I did notice that sometimes it was giving me the logs and it wasn't giving me the paper, which I thought was really weird. Let's see. Let me grab some wood out of here. I'll just grab some of these oaks so I can show you what's going on. So with an oak log, normally the tree grows like that. If you hit it with the hammer, you should be able to get the sawdust, right? Now, if the log is a branch and it goes sideways like this and you hit it with the hammer, you get the log back. So yeah, the logs have to be straight up and down for you to be able to hammer them and get the sawdust, which I found was kind of odd. But anyway, that's a thing. So yeah, 3 of these together will give us papers. So that's all the paper we're going to need for all the books that we're ever going to want. Yeah, I think we're good on the paper situation. Back to copying. So the thing about the printing press I didn't know before is that you can put a hopper underneath it and it collects the book for you automatically, which is pretty nice because otherwise it would just print one and then stop and you have to sit here and camp it the entire time. Now you can just put in the chase, walk away, come back, and then put in another chase, right? So yeah, we are collecting a lot of these books down here now, which is really, really nice. Another thing I found out, you can, since these books stack and they don't normally stack in vanilla, if you click in a stack here and then you make a chase, you lose out all of the books in that stack except for whatever makes the one chase. So yeah, I did that with like 7 books. That was a little frustrating. Okay, so we got all these things together now. I'm gonna just go ahead and take this anvil downstairs because it would make sense to do it downstairs instead of up here. And since these things are stacking, I don't know how this all is going to work. I left my magnet on. I don't know how this is all gonna work. So let's try, whoop. Don't jump when you're on top of the elevator blocks. I don't know if we can like enchant multiple of these at once. I didn't even try. Oh my goodness. Can we really do this? Did I really make 25 of those? Well, I guess it's closer to over 30 of those. It looks like we can do that. It really does. I'm a little upset with myself right now. So we now have 25 of these things. All enchanted with Civ Fortune. Oh, yeah, never. I don't remember ever having to mess with this before. Now, I know there's another enchantment called Civ Efficiency. I almost thought I lost. I was like, where are they? I don't see them. There's another enchantment called Civ Efficiency, and I think that makes it so when you sift, like it costs less amounts of right clicks in order to process the block. I think that's what the efficiency does. I'm not entirely sure. But now all of our screens are set with Fortune 3. So whatever it is that we are sifting, we should start getting a lot more stuff. So for instance, if I set this thing back up to start doing gravel, we should be seeing a lot more diamonds and emeralds and other such things. In fact, I'm going to prime this. Since it takes a minute for Applied Energistics to warm up and get that thing full, I'll just go ahead and prime this with a bunch of these blocks to begin with and then set this thing for gravel. Okay, so I am kind of curious to kind of look at our diamond supply and just see how quickly we are gaining diamonds and emeralds at this point. I really feel like that's going to do a lot better. Diamond and emerald, so I saw the numbers moving for a while and then they kind of stopped. Now they're only a 1% chance, I think. We're doing 25, so like we should see 1 out of every 4 sifts. But with the fortune on there, we should be seeing it, I would imagine, 3 times quicker. That's what I kind of feel like we should be seeing. I am seeing the numbers rise up. I don't know. Maybe it's placebo. Maybe they're not actually as good as I think they should have been. But yeah, definitely feel like we will be collecting a lot more resources a little bit more efficiently with the amount of material that we're putting through, which is awesome. Whew, that was a lot of work to try and get that. I wish I would have known that it only took 1 book to enchant all of those meshes. Yeah, that would have saved me some trouble. So I guess the next thing is when we get efficiency book, the Civ Efficiency, we will do the same thing. Make the highest efficiency book and then apply that to all of those at the same time with 1 enchantment. And yeah, we'll have like the best sift that we can do. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.